Hey guys, what's going on? Space Cowboy here. Welcome back to the channel. I got another video for you guys today. Before we get started with today's video, if you guys could please make sure to drop a like down below. It helps the channel out a lot and makes a massive difference, as well as subscribe if you're new here so that you get more Dallas Cowboys content from me now as well later. And also make sure to hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out when the content does come out or when I'm about to go live. So I wanted to talk about this upcoming matchup versus the Arizona Cardinals. As you know, the Dallas Cowboys, they're in a state of flux right now because Dak Prescott being hurt for the remainder of the season. You do lose a guy in Tristan Hill who you really needed as well on your defensive line. But it's going to be a real litmus test for this coaching staff. Now, I've said this on the Lone Star Show after the Giants game, and I'll say it here on this specific video. Look, these last 11 games are going to be a testament to see how well of a coaching staff we have. You know, ultimately it does come down to the players if they can execute the plays properly. But if I'm the coaching staff, you have a guy in Andy Dalton who you saw just do his thing versus the Giants and win you that game. So given the offensive talent of this team, you should be able to win the division barely at an 8-8, 9-7 record. Now, I'll go into the specifics of the record in a separate video on how I feel that the Cowboys will do down the stretch, which that should be coming out on Saturday. But basically the way I look at it is that Dallas really is in a win-win situation, and allow me to explain. The reason they're in a win-win situation, and I got to give a shout out to Cowboy Fan Talk because he holds the same opinion as I do, and that is, look, let's say we go 9-7, 8-8, or hell, if we're lucky, 10-6, and we somehow stumble into the playoffs, or rather, we do well and we get into the playoffs. And even if we lose in the playoffs, guess what? That's a win because, hey, you know what? We see that, hey, this is a team that, with the pieces that they have, can get to the playoffs even when they lose, key pieces. So hey, you know what? Cool. We can try to be competitive for the rest of the season. I know that people have said, okay, do we tank or not to tank? Me personally, I don't think you tank until you're mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. That's just my opinion. But yeah. And then as for the other win, if Andy Dalton's terrible, if the team just plays like trash, you can get a top 5 pick and you can use that to either trade down to get more draft capital or pick a very talented player in the top 5. So either way, the Cowboys are in a win-win situation. Now, I understand that the Dallas Cowboys, they haven't been the greatest team. I mean, in the first 4 games, they looked putrid on defense. I mean, this was a game against the Giants where you kind of start seeing this defense start to come together. We're supposed to be getting Leighton back. I don't know if he'll be back for this game. There are rumors circulating, and based off of reports that he might play in this game, but I would rather hold him out until he's fully healthy, unless he's ready to go now. But based off of what we're seeing, it looks like he might play, and that can help the defense out a tremendous amount. I look at what's going on here, and you see, listen, Arizona with Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray's been having a weird season, about 1,300 yards, 8 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Now, again, I haven't seen a lot of Arizona Cardinals games, but from what I was getting, I mean, Kyler Murray has been looking pretty damn solid. He's been looking like a pretty good quarterback this year, even though that touchdown to interception ratio says otherwise. Kenyon Drake, he's been all right for them, to be honest with you. I mean, he's been serviceable. And then DeAndre Hopkins, man. DeAndre Hopkins has been pretty damn good for them. 45 receptions, 528 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Look, man, these are guys that you're going to have to stop. Especially, look, the key thing is that the Dallas Cowboys, let's start out on offense. What do the Cowboys have to do on offense to win this game? Play keep away, plain and simple. I think they got to get back to the basics. They can't get too one-dimensional either way through the pass or the run, but what they have to do is they have to play keep away with these opposing quarterbacks. Now, Kyler Murray and company, they have a pretty damn solid offense. They've been scoring 25 points a game. They've been putting up about 400 yards a game, which is pretty solid. Actually pretty good, I should say. But my biggest key thing is that we need to make sure that based off of how things are looking, we need to take advantage of the situation. They've been giving up about 368 total yards of offense, okay? And they've been giving up about 20 points a game, which is middle of the pack, pretty solid. I mean, look, they could put up a ton of points on us, and I wouldn't be shocked if they did. It just comes down to, can this Dallas team do enough to win this game? Now, do I think that Dallas can win in a shootout? No, I don't think that Dallas, at this juncture, with who they have at quarterback, is capable of winning shootouts. So, get back to the basics. We should just, basically use the run game a little bit more. I've been someone that believes you pass early and often to get up on a team, and then you run the ball. But at this case, you know what? There's nothing wrong with trying that. But you're going to see a lot of Zeke. I think he's going to get a lot more touches, and I wouldn't be shocked if he ends up having a 100-yard game, or he starts having very damn good games. As we know, I mean, he's already had 5 touchdowns on the season through 5 games. So there is that. Actually, if you count the receiving touchdowns, I believe 6. So either way, I do believe that the Cowboys need to get back to the basics on offense. As for the defense just has to hunker down and make key stops. Listen, they shouldn't be, what's the word I'm looking for? they shouldn't be trying too hard in this situation, and what I mean by that is, like, the thing is when we go up against mobile quarterbacks, we tend to struggle because we try to overthink things, I see, and it's just like the effort kind of changes. Now in this situation, I do believe that if we, the offensive line for the Cardinals is not the greatest, that I'll say, but again, you got to get to Kyler Murray. If you can get to these quarterbacks and rattle them early and often, they will make mistakes. I've said that numerous times on this show or channel, whatever you want to call it. If you can rattle Kyler Murray or any quarterback, they'll make more mistakes, and that will lead to turnovers, and turnovers leads to a higher chance of you winning. When it comes to the matchup predictor, according to ESPN's Football Power Index, not saying that that's a big deal or anything. I just use this as kind of an indication, just to kind of see where they're at. 54.3% of the time, the Cardinals win the game, or that's the chances in which the Cardinals will win this game. Would I be shocked if Arizona wins this game? No. I wouldn't be shocked if Dallas won this game. Look, I think people are doing a disservice thinking that Dallas is going to crash and burn. The main reason I say that is because if we pay attention to years past, the main reason why the Dallas Cowboys struggled when their main quarterback is out is because they haven't had a competent backup. The last time we've had a competent backup long term rather than just one game was John Kitna, and if I remember, he went like 5-4 or something like that. I remember under Garrett, the team went 5-3, and he was the backup quarterback the rest of the year. So listen, we're not asking him to do much in terms of Andy Dalton. Now in 2015, the main reason why we struggled was because we had terrible quarterback play. When you have, Brandon Weeden, who wasn't that good, only looking to one side of the field or the other, just not scanning it. Then you have Matt Castle, who's just, and then Kellen Moore was probably your best option, to be completely honest with you. And, I just think that the Cowboys are well suited where they're at with Andy Dalton. He's one of the best backups, if not the best backup in the league currently. I think that he will do his job. And I think he can get you 8 wins. He can get you 7 wins. He can get you to the playoffs. And I said this as well. I do believe that if the Dallas Cowboys can win this game versus Arizona, in their next 2 games, they go up against Washington and Philadelphia in that order. So if they manage to win this game, there could be a possibility, and again, it depends on how both these other teams are playing. Because again, division rivalries, and when it comes to those games, they tend to be tough. But if the Cowboys are lucky to win both those games, we could be talking about a team that's 4-4 or 5-3 at the halfway point, and the rest of the division's terrible. And we could be talking about how the Cowboys are on their way to winning the division, and they really don't have to do much more other than just win a couple games, and who knows. But yeah, I do believe that the Dallas Cowboys should be able to contend in this game. Would I be shocked if we lose? No, I would not be shocked if we lose, but I want it to be emphatically clear that don't write off the Cowboys just yet. We need to see what Andy Dalton can do under center, and as well as, I'm not getting super excited. I mean, I feel like Andy Dalton should be serviceable, and I've had my sayings like, hey, look, he's not as bad. I think he can win us the division, right? I'm not saying that he can't, but at the same time, and I'll say this now, we don't know. It's going to come down to the season is ultimately going to hang on, can the defense get its act together, and can Andy Dalton do enough to win us a few games? Can he win us about 6 to 7 games in these last 11 to get us to the playoffs? And I think he can. You look at the schedule, it looks favorable. And again, I'll do a video talking about how I feel the Cowboys will do down the stretch. So there's that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I didn't want to go on for too long. So I will be appearing on Frankly Football with Set It Off Chris and Brandon. I'll make sure to provide a link once that thing is set up and we get that all done and everything. And I can't wait to get that done, so that's going to be really fun. So I hope you guys check that out when I put that link in there. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Once again, guys, if you guys could, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And I'll check you guys out in the next one. Peace out, guys. Bye-bye.